Dear brothers, today, on the feast of Saint Francis Assisi, our Pope Francis promulgated the new encyclical Fratelli Tutti. Brothers, all are brothers. He has invited everyone to join together to make this world a home for everyone, so that everyone could feel brothers and sisters to one another, irrespective of their origins, their race, their culture. He has used the parable of the Good Samaritan, a man who saw his own brother in the Jew who has been attacked by the robbers and was in need. And he has left all his work to take care of him. And Jesus asks, who is your neighbor? I invite the whole congregation to join with the people of goodwill to realize together the dream of God, that when we call God as Father, we can really put our hands on the shoulders of one another with the feeling that they are our own brothers, own sisters. The Pope was moved by the vision of Saint Francis of Assisi. I often think, who is actually rich? To me, perhaps the richest human ever lived on the earth is Francis of Assisi, because he could look at the skies and feel and call the sun as his own brother, the moon as his sister, and all as his own brothers and sisters. And therefore the whole planet is one's home. I don't have to purchase and put in my name a lake or a country to feel that it is mine. It's an internal state when a person lives a short time in this world and experience that this is what the Father has given to all of us. Therefore, the whole planet is my home. That mindset cannot be bought by money. It needs a big heart, a big mind, and generous hands to create a fraternity together. How shall we apply this to our own congregation? We need to walk the talk. I believe a religious congregation is this utopia in action. We have brothers from various countries, various colors, various languages. I remember an episode when we had formators course in Spain. My predecessor as the prefect of formation, Father Palacios, was in charge of the formators. And one from India with a dark complexion was very sick, and he had to be hospitalized, and several days for Palacios from Spain was taking care of him. Some curious nurses asked him, who is this man? You seem to be always with him, taking care of him. He told them, he is my brother. And they couldn't believe that. Your mother had a black child. He said, yes, he is my brother. We have brothers from different countries, and we can be anywhere in the mission, knowing that this congregation is my home, and my community member, irrespective of where he comes from, is my brother. And those whom God has placed in our mission, that sister, that brother is my own. Maybe they are poor, maybe they are rich, maybe they are sick. Our congregational charism invites us to put into practice this dream for the world which the Pope has been inviting all of us. A dream is a dream. To put it into practice, to realize it, we need to do a lot of homework as individuals, as communities, as a congregation. To look at another as my own brother is impossible when the reference is myself, the human, from a very human, closed mindset. And therefore we need to get out of ourselves and have God as our center. Only when we can honestly call God our Father, we can honestly look at others and see my brother and sister in them. And so I would say, like Claret, we need the compass, one centered in God and the other seeing my brother. Only when we have our gaze on this centered on God and looking at our brother is a self-emptying kenosis is possible. The congregation is not a ghetto. It's not a club. It's not a closed world doing some charities. Our congregation is the house of God. And our experience of Jesus and his attitudes makes us to get out of ourselves. I like to point out two problems or two illnesses that often make a mess of ourselves and prevent us from getting out of ourselves to see the others as they are. The first one is victimization. When we take a victim stand, how others treat me, the center is myself and the others are seen as ill-treating me. And all of us have hundreds of reasons to narrate, to give a narrative of a victim, how badly I'm understood, treated in my community, my brothers, in the parish, in whatever place. Once we decide to stop to be victims and co-creators and participants to realize this dream of a family where, irrespective of limitations, we want together create a home of God, we can make a difference. The second one is a kind of sclerosis. A sclerosis or a rigidity which can happen to our mind with a small closed vision. We cannot see others from the perspective of God. The second sclerosis could be of the heart, cardiosclerosis. A closed heart which does not go out of oneself. Loving the other as oneself, it is impossible to see in the other my own brother or a sister who is different from me. And the third one is sclerosis of our hands, a rigidity of our hands. Without generosity of God, we cannot create a world, a home of everyone. The generosity which sees and goes to the least and the most needy. Until we have this heart of God to look at others, we will be in darkness. There is an Eastern story. There is a story about when the day is born. A sage called his disciples together and asked them, "Dear friends, when can you exactly say that the night has ended and the day is begun?" They thought for a while, and one of them said that, "Well, we can say that the day has dawned when we can distinguish a jackfruit tree from a mango tree." Another said, "No, you see, when we can make out a horse from a cow from a distance, then we know the day has dawned, night is finished." The sage said, "Foolish people, you do not know anything. When you come across a fellow human being and see in that face your own sister, your own brother, then the day has dawned on you. If you do not see in the face of your fellow humans, the face of your own brother or sister, you are still in darkness. You are still in the night." Jesus has come to open the dawn for us when we can see through the eyes of the Father, our own brothers and sisters, because God is our Father. I like to close by reading from the dream of God from the Revelation, chapter 7, verse 9. "After this, I saw a great crowd, impossible to count, from every nation, race, people, and tongue, standing before the throne and the Lamb, clothed in white, with palm branches in their hands. That would be wonderful if we, all of us, human beings, irrespective of our origins, mindsets, thinkings, can be before God with our diversities, but a unity of heart, because God is our Father. Each of us are brothers and sisters. I invite the whole congregation to take this document seriously, and this could be also for us a beautiful a chapter that could accompany us in the preparation of our congregation towards the general chapter. God bless.